Sutta Goswami said, "O Shaunaka, greatest of saints and devotees, when Maharaj Parikshit inquired from Shukadev Goswami in this way, Shukadev Goswami, immediately remembering subject matters about Krishna within the core of his heart, externally lost contact with the actions of his senses. Thereafter, with great difficulty, he revived his external sensory perception and began to speak to Maharaj Parikshit about Krishna Katha." Sutta Goswami is speaking. He's speaking to Shaunaka Rishi. And he's talking about something that happened way back in the past. He's talking about Shukadev Goswami when he was speaking to Maharaj Parikshit. And Maharaj Parikshit asked him a question. And when Shukadev Goswami heard that question, to use modern parlance, he lost it. He went into ecstasy. He lost all contact with the external world. But in his trance, he realized, I've got to answer this question. I've got to enlighten this king, Maharaj Parikshit, who has inquired for me. So thereafter, with great difficulty, he revived his external sensory perception, and he began to speak to Maharaj Parikshit about Krishna Katha, which will continue in chapter 13. So how does Sutta Goswami know all these details about what happened way back in the past? You're all studying Srimad Bhagavatam, right?
Someone told me.
Someone told him. Okay, there's one answer. It was great.
He was there.
He was there. Exactly. That's the answer. He was there. So he remembered. Sutta Goswami is known as a Shrutidhara. Shrutidhara means that whatever he heard, he remembered for the rest of his life. Kind of like a computer, whatever it captures, it keeps. However, Sutta Goswami didn't crash. So he was better than a computer. He didn't lose any data. He remembered perfectly everything that he heard, and he remembered perfectly everything that he saw. So when Maharaj Parikshit asked that question, those in the assembly, they perked up their ears. Wow, this is a great question. What's the answer going to be? Dying to hear this answer. And Shukadev Goswami, when he heard the question, he went into ecstasy. He lost it completely because all he could think of was Krishna and Krishna's pastimes. So this verse, when I read it, reminded me of another verse in Bhagavad Gita, which I'm going to read to you, and then we can tie them both in. This is at the very end of the Gita, and Krishna is not speaking this verse. Arjuna is not speaking this verse. Who is speaking this verse then? Who might it be? Sanjay. Sanjay is very similar to Sutta Goswami. He has mystic powers. He's sitting in a palace in Hastinapur, and in his mystic power, he can see what's happening far, far away. If you've ever gone from Delhi to Kurukshetra, it's a long train ride. Far, far away, he's seeing and hearing what's happening when Krishna is speaking to Arjuna. Kind of like BBC Two. Here we are, battlefield of Kurukshetra. Oh, looks like Krishna is asking Arjuna to pull up his chariot between the armies. There's a conversation going on. Let's get closer and give them the microphone and hear what's going on. And you see it on your TV. But Shukadeva, Sanjaya didn't need all that stuff. He just used his mystic potency, and he related everything he saw and he heard to whom? Dhritarashtra. So similarly here, Sutta Goswami is repeating something that he heard and had seen in the distant past perfectly. So they both had this mystic power. One had one mystic potency, and the other had another mystic potency. But when Shukadeva Goswami, Sutta Goswami remembers that when Shukadeva Goswami heard this question, he went into ecstasy. So it reminded me of this verse, speaking by Sanjaya. This is text 18, verse number 74, which is hardly ever quoted by anybody, but it's really one of my favorite verses, and you'll see why. Sanjaya uvacha ityaham vasudevasya partasya cha mahatmanaha sambadam imamashrosham adbhutam romaharshanam. Sanjaya said, and he's speaking to Dhritarashtra, "Thus have I heard the conversation of two great souls, Krishna and Arjuna. And so wonderful is that message that my hair is standing on end." He goes on to say, in text number 76, "O king, as I repeatedly recall this wondrous and holy dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna, I take pleasure, being thrilled at every moment." We can ask ourselves if we're having the same reaction hearing or reading Bhagavad Gita, hearing the dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna. Are our hairs standing on end? Are we being thrilled at every moment? Or, as Shukadeva Goswami completely went into ecstasy? So, these are the symptoms of devotees. We say pure devotee, but by definition, a devotee is pure. By definition, bhakti is pure devotional service. So we're not really performing devotional service. We're just practicing. We're being trained up. We're apprentices or trainees, being trained up under the guidance and direction of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, and his followers. This is called Parampara system. So, this verse is speaking about smaranam. There's Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. So smaranam means that you recall. Upon hearing the the question, which was the verse, but hearing the question of Maharaj Parikshit, immediately Sukadeva Goswami's mind went to the pastimes of Krishna. He remembered those pastimes and he went into ecstasy. Now there was a large gathering of saints and sages there. Let me show you. This is the gathering. Okay? Sukadeva Goswami, 16-year-old boy. Right? My age, 16 years old. And who's sitting on the ground? Narada Muni. Wow. Who else? Vyasadeva, his father. More senior. Senior people are sitting and listening to him. Because he spoke the highest topics and he was the most advanced in Krishna consciousness. As soon as he heard the question, immediately he went into a smaranam ecstasy. Because he has already perfected Shravanam and Kirtanam. When did he perfect Shravanam? In the womb of Uttara, his mother. Do you remember that? First canto, that's way back. He heard his father reciting Srimad Bhagavatam from the womb. So he attained perfection through Shravana. Who else attained perfection through Shravana? Our Maharaj Parikshit right here. Our dear king who asked that question. Now, because Shukadeva Goswami had attained perfection through Shravanam, he was now relating or sharing that with Maharaj Parikshit.